Another injury for a Birds pitcher, Brandon Young, now on the IL, but Zack Efflin is set to return in just a few days to the Birds. Is Efflin enough to save this team that is sinking more and more by the day? I say no, because of the listless and lifeless offense. Hello, everybody. I'm Jon Leiberman. This is Orioles Digest. Yes, the Orioles got thrashed again last night, 9-1. At the hands of the Minnesota Twins. If there was a bright spot, I say bright spot in air quotes, I actually thought Cade Povich didn't look terrible. He had one bad inning. He did give up 5 earned, but he didn't look terrible. But again, the offense was utterly lifeless. We're going to get to that. I'm going to show you just how lifeless it was and how the stats stack up this year. I'm going to give you the update on Zach coming back, on Westy coming back, on Tyler O'Neill coming back, and on Ramon Urias coming back. And also, unfortunately, another Bird arm goes down on the IL. Again, this is Orioles Digest. Please like, subscribe, do all of the things. I mean, how lifeless was the Birds offense last night? Well, every single batter struck out at least once. Kobe and Cedric struck out 3 times each. Henderson, Holliday, Kjerstad, and Dylan Carlson struck out twice each. As a team, the Birds struck out 17 times. Everybody they face, they make look like a Cy Young Award winner. And again, yes, the pitching puts them in a hole early many nights, but also they don't some nights. Kramer looked good. Sagano has looked good in their last outings in particular. And, but if you can't score runs, you're not going to win ball games. And if you need to know kind of just how bad it's been, I'm going to show you. So this is offensive runs per game. The Orioles are rated in the bottom third. Needless to say, at 23. But the stat I want you to look at is the first column, which is the runs per game this year. It's a full run down. If you look at the very last column, the 4.8, it's a full run down from last year. The Orioles are scoring 1 fewer run on average per game. That is a lot in Major League Baseball. A run down, or, simply put, essentially a 20% reduction in scoring on average. You're not going to win many ball games like that. You want another crazy stat? Let's make this bigger. This is run differential. And if you look down there at almost the very bottom, you'll see the Orioles. The Orioles have the second or third worst run differential in all of baseball. What does this tell you? Well, you don't have to be a brain surgeon. It tells you we're giving up a lot of runs and we're not scoring many runs. And that differential is the chasm, the huge chasm. So what can be done? What is the answer? If I had the answer, I'd be a really rich guy. Let's talk about who's on the horizon to come back from injury. The 3 guys offensively that are closest in this order: Tyler O'Neill, Jordan Westburg, and Ramon Urias. I want to show you some decent video of Westy, at least. This is Westy fielding grounders, Camden Yards over the weekend, back on the field. We expect Westy back within a week, I should say. So this is a very good sign to see Westy back. O'Neill will probably be back first, followed by Westy, followed by Urias. And Brandon Hyde had this to say: I'd love to have these guys back as soon as possible. Great to see that Tyler's playing tonight. This was in the minors. Westy later this week. Urias isn't that far either. I think we're getting close with some of these guys. Let's just hope that some of these guys can offer some offense in just some spark to this listless offense. You have to hope that Tyler O'Neill and Westburg coming back in the lineup have to do something. Because if they can't, then I think the Birds are almost out of answers. And by the way, just a complete aside, Kobe Mayo, I'm a Kobe Mayo fan, but 2 errors last night, not hitting. I mean, he's only been up for a couple days, I know, but something isn't right. Here's one thing that's right. This is Zack Efflin down at single A, doing Zack Efflin things, pitching really, really well. Let's see it again. It's just nice to see Zack on the bump. Zack should be back. Most likely Friday night would be his normal rest schedule. So we could see him back Friday night starting. But you know what I was thinking? All told, I was looking into it, and all told, since the Orioles acquired Zack, he's 7-3 with a 2.7 in 12 starts. And this year, in his 3 starts, he completed 6 innings in all of them and posted a 3 ERA. This is a guy you need back, because then maybe, just maybe, you can string together a few solid starts in a row. If you get Zack being Zack, Sagano has looked solid. If Dean Kramer can keep it up, and again, this is what Zack had to say. Zack said, I'm feeling great. Obviously here, traveling with the team, as close as I can be to being ready and kind of just waiting to get back out there. So the Orioles certainly need Zack back out there. My dog, as you can hear, also wants Zack back out there as well. So speaking of pitching, however, and the never-ending injury battle, this is Brandon Young. I've been high on Brandon Young. He was up in the bigs for about a week and a half, went back down. Well, now at Norfolk, he's on the 7-day injured list with, no surprise, shoulder discomfort, which surfaced after his last start. Now, so far he was examined. No imaging is recommended. The plan is to rest and rehab. The plan is that he won't be out too long, but shoulder discomfort for a pitcher, I don't have to tell you, is never, ever a good thing. And so concerning, to say the least. Let's just hope that this is not another major pitching injury for the Orioles, because I do believe Brandon Young can and will add value as the season goes on. And before I let you go, it appears that tonight Charlie Morton will get his last shot as a Bird. Charlie Morton will, that's Zack. Charlie Morton will either, it appears, start tonight, or they'll start with another reliever and then Charlie will come in, in the second or third and pitch as long as he can. I think this is going to be Charlie Morton's last opportunity to prove that he can stay in the bigs with the Orioles. What do you think? What's the solution? What should Mike Elias do? Brandon Hyde do? 6 games back, running out of answers. I'm Jon Leiberman, Orioles Digest.